all of the details about your story.
Okay, so I'm Rachael. I am a stay-at-home mom. First, I do have to say, this is a huge honor, Morgan, to be on one of your Zooms. I am so honored. I've watched your Zooms ever since I started, and no way did I ever think I would be on here. So, crossed off the bucket list.
Last night she asked me, she was like, will you do a Zoom for my team? I was like, will you do one for my team? And so we totally just traded off. But oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for saying yes. I'm super pumped.
Okay, so when I found this business, we were probably like a lot of people. We weren't really like, you couldn't see that we were struggling. My parents own a car lot, and so as being part of the business, my husband got a truck through that. I drove cars from the lot. We have no car payments. Let's see, we just had a lot of debt, and my husband has an awesome job. The Lord has blessed us that I've been able to stay home with our boys. But we were getting nowhere. Like, it was never going to change. My husband was never going to get another raise. So we started thinking, okay, so I'm going to need to do something. And I didn't go to college. I was never anything fantastic in school. I didn't play sports. I was not top 10 in my class. Nothing fantastic. And so I thought, how on earth, what am I going to do? Am I going to have to get back to school? And like, my heart is to be a stay-at-home mom. And that, like, I would literally just I would cry thinking that I would have to go to work somewhere or go back to school. And so we started praying and we looked into different options, and just nothing seemed right. And I got a random follow request on Instagram from Kelly Brown. I don't know if you guys probably know Kelly Brown because she's amazing. And I thought, I never accept those, but I was like, well, she seems all right. She seems harmless. I'll let her follow me and I'll follow her back. Well, that was just the Lord working right there. I followed Kelly for about a month. I've done other businesses before, similar to this, sales like this, not successful at all. I barely made enough that I could just get the discount for the products, which FYI, It Works has the best everything for their distributors. But so I followed her, and I told my husband, I'm like, I really feel like this is what we're supposed to do. I don't know why this seems all wrong. It goes against everything we think, but it just feels like that's where he's leading me. And so she was consistent with her posting all the time. And I thought, well, when she posts again, I'll comment. So she posted about the coffee, and I asked if I could have some information on the business. She sent it. I didn't care what it cost. I was ready to join. She sent me, I didn't care what she sent me, like her story. I didn't care. I don't even know if I read it. I was just ready to join. And so I joined November of 2018. And that same day, I was just so excited because I had seen that Kelly had retired her husband. She was making all this income. And I was like, I called my sister, my best friend, like, you guys, you have to do this. This girl, Kelly, she retired her husband and she's making so much money off her phone. And I know she's just going to teach us everything she knows. And this is just going to be amazing. You have to do this. And they're like, I'll do it, but you have to like slow down and tell us what we're doing. I was just so excited. So they joined that day. And we ran. Like Kelly told us to do it, we did it. We didn't question anything. We trusted her. We trusted the process. We did it all. If she said go live, we did. Host to post, whatever it was, we did it all. So I went triple diamonds. And so that was it was March of 2019. And then I sat at Triple Diamond until this May. I went presidential, and there was a lot of growing I had to do, to be able to get to just where I am. And there's still so much growing I need to do. But anyways, that's basically it. I was top 50 income earner last year in January at conference, and then it's super exciting that we moved up a little bit, and it's just been a huge blessing to our family. We've paid off so much debt. We've actually bought 2 new vehicles. We kind of had to upgrade. Just recently we bought a new one, and we're going to pay it off early. It's just amazing the things, we were the family that we never got to take vacation unless our family took us. Christmas, they had to help us pay for Christmas. Like, we didn't do extra things unless we had help. And it's nice. We were able to take my husband's family to the beach this year. We were able to pay for a whole week, and it's just so exciting. Just such a huge blessing.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you for sharing your story. So how long, I don't know if anybody else is cut out, but it cut out whenever you said how long it took you to go triple.
4.5 months.
4.5 months. Whew, I went Ruby in 4 months, so same but different. So if you're brand new here and you don't know what that means, I'm gonna explain it to you because it's kind of cool. So Triple Diamond makes an average of about $8,000 a month. Okay, who wants to make $8,000 a month? When you start making $8,000 a month, that's 6 figures a year. So that's crazy. And she did that in 4.5 months. So here's the good news is that you can still be successful if you don't do it in 4.5 months. But what Rachel's telling you is that boo-boo is possible, because I don't have the story that says, hey, I went triple in 4.5 months, you can do it too. My story is, even if you go really slow, you can still be successful. But my girl Rachel just went triple, so you should go for that. And if you miss, it's okay. So like, dream really, really big. Go for all of it. Don't hold yourself back. But know that this is a process. It's a journey. And had she quit 6 months in because she was like, well, I haven't promoted again, she wouldn't be where she is right now. So it still took grit for her. Her grit just came later because there was so much good that happened right away that she had to really dig her heels in deep, I'm sure, after going triple and realizing like, oh, there may not be a promotion every single month in this business, and you still have to stick around and keep pushing even through that. You know what I mean? So I love that. And I love how fast you promoted. I love, like, I'm sure you've still gone through like a lot of trials and struggles and all the things that all of us face. And so I think sometimes we like cheapen people who go really fast and we assume that it's because it was easy, but I'm sure it was so freaking hard and grueling for those 4.5 months, but it was worth it in the end. So that's super cool. So basically I just kind of wanted to talk to you about, like, how did you get where you are? Like, what are some of the challenges and struggles that you faced? And then we can kind of get into some of the other stuff that we talked about like consistency and stuff. But what were some of the issues that you face either now or at the beginning of your business? Because I know all of us can relate to that. So just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I am extremely yellow, but I took my test recently and it has dropped a little bit. So I am growing, but I'm still very yellow, and everything breaks my heart. I mean, everything just breaks my heart. Like,
will you explain really quick what a yellow means if they're brand new? Because I have all my new distributors take the color personality test, so they at least probably know their top 2 colors, but they may or may not know what that means. Most of them are either yellow or secondary yellow. So what is a yellow? What does that mean?
Okay, so I do not know all the information like this, because I am pretty equal with yellow and blue. So I am kind of a little bit of both in my strong personality. But yellows, I do believe, are just more, I guess, just more tender-hearted. They do care. We are very obedient. We're loyal. I feel like, anything, and that's like, I am not a rule breaker. Like, we go to the mall yesterday and my husband is not wearing the mask, but I am totally wearing the mask because I do not want to get in trouble, we just follow the rules, but I am very tenderhearted. And so I hope that doesn't mess up. Maybe I should mute that in a minute. But so with that, at the very beginning, so like, we started posting. Kelly told us to post, so we did it. We start hearing things. local. We live in a small town. Everybody knows everybody. So we start hearing things of like, oh, this coffee. I lost weight without the coffee. Or like my aunt told my mom, that's a pyramid scheme. You know, she's not going to make any money with that. And so I was like, those are things that I did have to struggle with. Like, and my husband was very good, very supportive at telling me, you know, the Lord brought us here. You know that. You know Sherry Lynn and John and Joey and Stacy and Kelly and Andrew, and you know their heart. You see the CEO and his family. You know they love the Lord. You know he brought us here. He wouldn't bring us here if it was a scam, if it was going to hurt us. You know he brought us here. I cried a lot. I had to really get past that. And he would say, babe, they don't pay for our bills. They don't stay awake at night wondering how this is going to affect our family. They don't care about how we're going to pay for Christmas or if we'll ever be able to take our boys on a vacation on our own. You know, they don't care about that. They're just, you know, they're shooting off at the mouth. And so, you know, I did have to grow through that. And, the products don't work. I tried those before. They do not work. So one thing that I had to do, and what really helped me out a lot, was staying plugged in. I watched every single tips from the top we had. I watched every single power hour, everything I possibly could. I stayed connected because I could feel their heart. And so I was, you know, I was getting their confidence until I could get my own. And so, you know, I started losing weight with the coffee. I've lost 18 pounds with the coffee. So you can't tell me the products don't work. So I got past that. I've made money with this business. So you can't tell me that you can't make money at this business. I've gotten past that. You can tell me whatever you want. I don't care what you say. But we hear it all the time, new level, new devil. So, and I just read this in my Bible the other day, and Jesus calling about, you know, once you master one thing, there's going to be something else. He's not going to stop. This is a huge blessing for your family and to everybody. Everybody that's here is here because Morgan said yes. So this has been a huge blessing to her family, but it's also because of that, this is a huge blessing to your family. You're going to change lives. He's going to stop you. So as he kept doing it, you know, there was something else. There was, you know, fear of not making it, fear of, am I doing the right things? Yellows tend to hesitate and second guess what they do. And so I was all the time, Kelly, is this a good post? Is this good? Should I do this? There's just a lot of growing. And this last year, I was getting these huge paychecks I've never gotten before. And I was like, Kelly, I market her and I'm bawling and I'm like, I don't know why. I'm like, I am not joyful. Like, I should be so thankful. Everybody's hollering in the chat like this is awesome. My paycheck is amazing. I'm so thankful. I'm like, I am extremely thankful, but like I'm not joyful in it. And she goes, I think the Lord's trying to do a work in you. And I thought, I started bawling again. And I was like, you know, this is more than just going to make money for my family. This really is changing our lives. My husband and I are closer to the Lord because of it. We're able to tithe 10 times more to our church than we ever did before. We're giving back to people. This is changing my team's lives. So you start to realize that it's not about you, that this is about changing other people's lives, and that this can be a ministry. And that just, when she said that, I thought, I'm just this little speck on earth. Like, why would he want to use me? Why would the Lord, who am I? I don't excel at anything. I'm not great at anything. How can he use me? So I really started to search, you know, different things like that, and just growing through all the growing pains. There's always going to be growing pains, and you just need to grow and be willing to learn and figure your way through it and not give up.
That was so good. If y'all have ever had any type of fear, or you can relate to what she's talking about with struggling with fears, put a 2 in the chat. You're like, yes, I've had a fear about this business. I've been afraid of failure. I've been afraid of what people think about me. I've been afraid to post. I've been afraid to message. I've been afraid that I'm going to bug people. I'm afraid that people are going to tell me no. I'm afraid that I'm going to do something wrong, or I'm afraid that, I'm going to fall flat on my face, or that nobody's going to order for me, or I'm going to join and then, I don't know, like there's so many things that people can be afraid of. And I think that in the end, fear isn't necessarily bad. It's what you do with it. You can let that fear make you go like run towards what you want headlong into that, so that doesn't happen, or you can let it paralyze you. So you can let it motivate you, or you can let it paralyze you, and that's your choice. So for me, I was super afraid that I was going to fail. So what did I do? Worked really freaking hard. Because I knew that failure was up to me. My success was also up to me. I got to pick that. And guys, that's the thing, is like in this business, sometimes we forget that we have that power. And we have the choice every single day to wake up and say, I'm going to be successful because I'm going to choose that. I'm going to be successful because I'm going to choose to put in the work. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to be here even whenever I shoot for a promotion and I miss it, and I'm still going to stay around. And I'm going to keep pushing for that promotion, versus doing what everybody else does and they quit whenever they hit anything hard or difficult, and they stop, and then they blame this on like, oh, well, this just doesn't work. No, they just stopped working. So the failure, whenever people tell me that they're afraid to join because they're afraid to fail, I'm like, it's not a coin toss. It's not a 50-50 chance if this is going to work for you or if it won't. It's a matter of a decision that you make to take the bull by the horns and make it work for you. I have never in my life met somebody in this business or in any other organization, realtors, teachers, ministers, literally anyone who does anything, I've never met somebody who gave it all that they had, day in, day out, consistently over a long period of time, who wasn't successful. The only people who I've met who weren't successful were the ones who gave up. They were the ones who quit too soon. And most of the time, it's just barely too soon. Like you were just about to hit your breakthrough and you turned and walked away. So I don't really know where that came from. I was kind of like out of the blue, but that's exactly what I thought about whenever you're talking about that fear, because we all have that. So again, fear isn't bad. It's what you do with it. So I want you to choose right now and to not label yourself as weird or like, oh my gosh, something's wrong with me because I have fear or I'm afraid of something in this business. That's normal. I think every single one of us have had that fear. And if people tell you that they have never been afraid in this business, they're lying for sure, because we've all had that, like I even have fears now, and I'm sure Rachael does too. And like she said, every level's a new devil. The things I fear now in my business or in my life aren't the things I used to fear. I don't care what people think about me anymore, but there are things I'm like, but what if I never make top 10? And it's a different level. So now that's my fear, or that's the things I could think about, but I choose to focus on the things that I can control. And I choose to focus on how far I've come versus how far I have left to go. Right? So yes, faith over fear. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, just some of the things that you do every day to grow your business. We all, hopefully, maybe if you're new, you might not know this yet, but we all know our 6 list. And the 6 list is the things that we do every day. So ours are posting on your timeline. Like we want to post about the products or the business every day. If you're taking notes, you might want to write this down, especially if you are new. So post on your timeline, products or the business, but you can also, and highly encouraged, to post about your life too. We still want you to post about your kids. We still want you to post about your family and the things that you love, because people buy into you before they buy into the products. If I asked you, hey, why did you join with the person that you joined with? You wouldn't be like, oh, because she had a really cute coffee mug picture the other day and she said something real cool about Skinny Brute. No, it was because of who they are as a human, right? That's why people are going to join with you. That's why they're going to connect with you. So talk about your life too. So posting. The next one is host a post. If you don't know what host a post is, it's just because you're not there yet in your training, but you'll get there. Make sure you're doing host a post, and that doesn't mean posting a giveaway post every day. I do that about once a week. Every day doing host a post means getting other people to post for me daily. The way I do that every day is by messaging people and saying, hey girl, I have a question. Letting them respond, ask if they'll post for me. They say yes, I give them a post to put up. Then after that, so posting and messaging for host to post, after that is following up. Fortune's in the follow-up. People are not gonna sign up and order on the spot. Think about how long it took you to become a distributor. Okay, some of y'all like years. Okay, so you have to follow up. And then you also have to add to your network, because I didn't know most of you before I joined this business. In the last like month, if you've joined me, I know for a fact I didn't know any of you before I joined this business. Okay, I met you through social media. So make sure you're adding to your network. The next thing is interacting with your followers to make sure you're creating those relationships with them. That's commenting on a post, giving a genuine compliment, telling people happy birthday, all that good stuff. And then the sixth thing is self-development. That's usually for me listening to a podcast or a book on Audible about leadership, about self-development, about, you know, all those things. And my devotion time, like my, like whatever you want to call it, quiet time, devotion time, like whatever, with my Bible, that's spiritual development. That's different. So I do spiritual development too, but I also do self-development, which is more business-oriented development, like mentally, okay? So not to steal your thunder, but that's my sixth list. So is yours any different? And the point that I'm kind of trying to make here is that everybody's is the same. We all do the same thing, but like, let's talk about what you do and any points that you want to hit on where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really good at this thing. Let me tell you how I do this, or just the consistency and how it's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a day, although you did go triple diamond in like 2 hours, but I'm just kidding. But tell us how it's consistency, and that's why you are where you are.
Okay. So yes, host to post, like I host to post till my hands were numb, like legit. I mean, I was like, I just can't host to post anymore. But I mean, seriously, we host to post like all day long when we were promoting. I really like the new KPI list. I like the duplication with that. And then we have a tracker similar like this, where it does have every single one of these things on it. And they're all important for different reasons. You can't just do one and not do the others. They all mesh together for a purpose. And like, so the posts, you know, we talk about the life posts and the products in the business. And we always talk about how, you know, I'll get two things. I'll get people that don't want to post the life post, or I'll get the people that only post other things and not the products and business. So one part of that is you have to keep posting about your life. You have to think about the movies. If you go to see a movie, no DVR, it's live, you're watching a movie. If it goes to commercial and you watched only commercials, you would get so sick and tired of it, and you would turn it off. Like, you would not stick around. The life posts, that's our movie. That's what keeps people our friend. They're usually not our friend because we do the business or products. They're a friend because of us. So the life posts are super important. That's how you're going to gain people's trust. Lots of people, majority of my customers will send me their information. I rarely get people that want to sign themselves up. Very, very rarely. So you are gaining people's trust with that as well. You're building relationships with people. You're relating to your audience. On the other side of that is you're afraid that you're going to post too much and annoy people. Well, they say that only 7% of our friends actually see our posts. So we do need to post consistently. And I always think about, my example is the My Pillow. You guys know the My Pillow? And that commercial that they play all the time. So I got so sick and tired of that commercial. I was like, if I see another one of those My Pillow commercials, I'm going to flip. But 2 years ago, when I hurt my neck and I needed a really good pillow, I knew exactly where to go. So yeah, you might feel, people might be like, oh, there's another one of those copy posts, but secretly they're watching and they're seeing if you're going to stay consistent or not. They're going to see if you give up. Was it really worth all of this posting? So eventually they'll message you and be like, okay, what is this coffee you have? And then they'll sign up. So stay consistent. It is really the best. I love it. And those annoying ones are the ones that get you. Okay, and then host to post. That's good for so many ways too. And I was just telling one of my new distributors tonight, she was like, I need 2 more LCs. How do I get them? I'm like, you need to stay busy and host to post too. She said she wasn't doing it very much. I'm like, you really need to stay busy on it. That's growing your friends. That's getting you in people's inboxes. There's multiple. That's really the main part of host to post. It's not, sometimes we do sign people directly from it, but you're gaining a new friend, you're getting in their inbox, which is good for the algorithm. They're going to start seeing your posts. They're going to start seeing your posts. They're going to want to join your team. They're going to want to buy your coffee or whatever you're posting about, following up. I will say with some of these things, we do have strengths and we do have weaknesses. When they started June, I signed 0 distributors. I was in so much fear of, rule follower here. I was in so much fear of the FTC and all of these things. I was just like, oh, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I do it wrong? But that was ridiculous. There's so many people, I could go to their pages and get ideas of what they're saying to tell my story. I wouldn't tell my story. You don't tell your story, you're not gonna, it's gonna be hard to get, distribute. Those stories are huge for signing distributors. So I kicked myself in the butt. Sherry Lynn is really good at that too, of really calling us out on these things. We call that Sherry Lynn, we call her Shirley. And so she called us out on it, and she's like, you need to sign your 1. And she's really good at calling us out in the triple and above chat. So she was saying we need to ask our 10. So asking 10 people a day to join my team, I was like, okay, that's another fear. That's people are going to be rude. I can't take it. It just ruins my day. They're going to be, what if they tell me no? All these things. Let's say you have 2,500 friends on your Facebook. If you don't ask, that's 2,500 no's. So I thought, I don't want 2,500 no's. I'd rather settle for a couple or plant seeds, and then people are seeing my story. I would rather do that. So if you are struggling with something, if there is something holding you back, following up is not my strength. So I sat one day and I thought, okay, how can I make this my strength? Don't use it as an excuse that following up isn't my strength, so I'm just not going to do it. You figure it out. Asking 10 people a day, I figured it out. I figured out, who can I ask? How can I do this? Growing your network, all of these things, they're all super important. Personal development, your devotion time, like she said, and you're growing yourself as a person, as a leader, because in this you are going to need to grow. And it is a huge blessing though, to be able to grow and lead people. I remember when I signed up, I said, I'll do everything Kelly tells me to do, but I'm not going to be Kelly Brown. I was like, I can't do what she's doing. She's so inspirational, in the team page, and she's such a good leader, and she does this and she does that. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. Well, you don't go from distributor to triple diamond. It's like you're not a baby and then go to college. There's a lot of growing that happens. And so that's the same thing with that. What else did you tell me to say?
No, you're good. No, that's so true. I actually was talking to like a new distributor. We're going through her training, and I think this was last week. And she was like, oh my gosh, what do I say back to this? I was like, oh, just say this. She was like, you're so good at this. I was like, well, bro, I've been doing it for 6 years. I would hope so. I would hope I'm like at least decent by now. You know, I was like, you have to give yourself time. Like, you're not going to be where I'm at right now. And I'm not saying that I'm like some like really great whatever. I'm just saying like, you're not going to join knowing what I know. You're not going to join doing post to post like Rachael. You're not going to join being at the level that you want to be at in the end, because it takes time to get there. We didn't start out doing this stuff. Oh, my Lanta, if you want proof, go back through my YouTube channel and scroll all the way down if you dare. Watch my first YouTube videos. Watch my first Zooms. I'm going to have some of y'all texting me tonight if you do that. But it's hilarious. Like, this is not who I used to be. Like, I grew into being confident like this and talking this way. My first couple of Zooms, I sounded like this. So make sure that you realize like it's going to take you time to grow into that. But no, that's perfect. Some of the things I wrote down while you were talking is you called, what is it, Sherry Lynn, you called her what, Shirley or something?
Shirley.
Whenever I get feisty like that, Derek calls me Megan, so I get it. That's my husband. He's like, all right, Megan, slow down. So I get that. It's so funny. Anyway, so the other thing too is whenever you're talking about consistently posting, I had another girl sign up with me like earlier this week. She's on this Zoom right now, so she'll know who I'm talking about. I won't call her out, but she told me, I was like, I randomly got a notification at 2 a.m. I woke up to it and it said that this girl signed up with me and she has a very unique, pretty name. And I was like, I would know that name. Like, I don't know who that is. Where is this girl from? How did she find me? And so then I get like this random Facebook request message and she was like, hey, I want to join your team. Well, I obviously missed the message and she had already signed up. And I was like, okay. I was like, how did you find me? Like, I'm just curious. And she said that she found me through a group. And I was like, okay, I'm not really in any groups, but okay. And so then we go on to talk. We did a FaceTime the other day and she was like, yeah, about a year ago, I was talking to somebody about coffee on a group. They said that they followed you and that I should follow you too. So I've been following you and a couple of other people for a year, and all of the rest of the people stopped posting, but you never did. And I signed up with you. I was like, proof. I told y'all. I told you that it takes consistency. She didn't watch me for a month. She watched me for a year. And I will say that I am very consistent. I always do post, and that's why. And it's not annoying. People sometimes need that extra push. And then I post about the $24 kits or the $49 kits or something about my story or their life changes and they didn't need the business before and now they need it now. So things change and life changes for them and things change for you, and then they need this business, and like she said with the My Pillow thing, now they know where to go and they're going to think about you. So whenever they think about coffee or wanting to lose weight or growing their hair out or joining this business and making an extra income, you want them to think Emily, Brianna, Kylie, the other Emily, Carly, Lindsay, Tara, Allie. Like, that's who you want people to think about immediately is you. The other thing I was going to say too is I love that you said, if I don't ask, that's already 2,500 no's. That is like, that's gold, because I think a lot of people are scared to ask because they're like, what if I get a no? You're already starting off with no's. So the only thing that you could get is a yes. And if people say no, well, then they're just going back into the no pile. But the only, like, you're pulling people out of the no pile when they tell you yes. So that's a huge, like, good way to look at it. And if you weren't on the Zoom that we did, I think it was last week, we had Stacey Alcala on here too. And she mentioned Stacey, they're on the same team. But she talked about how it's not really messaging, it's inviting. And so if you are somebody who is a yellow and you know that you're very like, I don't want to bug people, I hate to annoy people, like I don't really want to ask anyone, I don't want to get on their nerves, you're inviting them. And you're here because someone invited you. And your life is going to change because you're going to choose to make it change. You're going to choose to make this work for you. And it's because somebody invited you. So whenever I think of what happened and what my life has been like because of this business, I can't not invite people. There's no way I would hold that to myself, because for me, that would be selfish. If I didn't share this with other people, when I know that these products work, I know what this business opportunity can do when people put the work in. And I know the friendships I've made, my maid of honor, my wedding with somebody I met through this business. I've just met the most incredible people, and I've done the most incredible things because of this opportunity. So, okay, one quick question about what you said. You said something about like posting my story. So I think the biggest question that I get from brand new distributors is, what the heck do I post? Like, most of them don't post at the beginning, not because they're not willing. They're like, tell me what to do, I'll do it. But how in the world do I know what to say? Because some people don't post before they join this business. So this is going from like 0 to 60. So how would you have them start to think of ways to post, like what to post about? You know, maybe too, if they don't have kids, like, I don't know. So there's just so many different things that I feel like you can post about, but people don't really know where to start.
Mhm. Yeah. So we actually have, with our team, we have an announcement chat, and we're going to have to get out because I think we're hitting our maximum, but, so we're going to have to figure out something else, but we send posts in there, but we also send stuff like this every day. And we put a prompt in there of how to tell your story. And they do, you know, you think, oh, well, I don't have this success story. And like, well, you know, like now we don't post about our income, you know, we're not allowed to post about our income. So, you know, how do we do it? And when we first started, you know, Kelly told us to post about it. So we did, and we figured it out. But we go to other people too and get ideas of what they're saying. But what a girl on our team, Jennifer Goodson, she had given me this, and she said, she tells her team, I want you to list 10, I upped it to 20, because you could totally list 20 things that $200 would pay for. Not like flour, sugar, eggs, like not your grocery list. I mean, groceries, your gas for your car payment, your part of your house payment or whatever, electric, you know, list those things of what that could pay for. And then you're going to start, and this is exactly how we posted when we first started. I am so excited. This business is going to be helping us pay for our electric bill. It's going to help us because you are going to do the tasks, you are going to do what it takes, and you are going to be blessed in this business, and you are going to promote. So, people think that that success stories is what signs distributors. It's not. It's that we have hope. I joined Kelly because she was giving me hope. We had zero hope before. My husband was not going to make more money. So where was it going to magically come from? So you need to be posting. And I say this when I ask, like I said, I'm extremely yellow. I'm apologetic. When I ask people, I made up my own script. It sounds just like me. Use a script that sounds like you, first of all, or a voice clip or a video, however you do it, whatever is you. You do you. But I said, I'm not being a good steward of the business that the Lord has given me if I don't ask you, because this has been a huge blessing to my family, like huge. So, you know, we would post about, you know, I remember one time I signed a distributor and I was talking about this, of how, you know, this does give us hope. She goes, I took a picture one night when we were coming home from a date night, and my husband, if we're together, he always gets the gas for the car. But I was like, take a picture of me acting like I'm pumping the gas. And I said, I'm going to make a post of it. So I posted about how it's helping pay for gas in our vehicle, because before this business, that was a huge, very real struggle for us. Multiple times, he gets paid on Friday. He was going to work on Thursday. And he said, I need to get gas. I said, we don't have money for you to get gas. You're going to have to take my car, and then we can get gas in your truck Friday. You know, gas is expensive. It's going back up now. And in a truck, you know, is a lot. That's a lot of money. That's a very real struggle that people have. And so I posted about it helping pay for the gas in our vehicle. And she joined because of that post. I didn't post about this huge success story. I just posted that people want hope. Most people don't join this. Like, I joined Kelly. I knew what she had. I knew triple diamond. She sent me the chart. I wanted triple diamond. I was doing whatever I could to get there. She was triple diamond at the time. But I didn't think that was real. I didn't think I could do that. I thought emerald would be like super duper fantastic. Ruby would be like really awesome, but I really didn't think I could get there. So most people aren't going to join thinking that they're going to make tons of money. Most people are going to join just because they need to put their head above water. You know, so you just need to give them that hope that you just have to, they need to borrow your hope. You need to show them that I have hope. I am in control of my paycheck. Morgan said that earlier. You know, they don't decide how far I go in this business. I decide how far I go in this business. My growing, I am the CEO. That's, you know, it's what Kelly and they all say. I'm the CEO of my business. If it goes down, that's my fault. If it goes up, you know, that's it's a team effort. You know, but you know what I'm saying. We're the CEO. We're in control. We can go as far as we want. We can be double ambassador. And we were just talking about this. Is there going to be a triple ambassador? Like they're going to have to come up with an ambassador 3.0 or something. But we're in control of it. And so that's what we need to tell people, that we do have hope. And that it's, you know, that 20 list, that's huge. That's the main thing of what we tell our team. I am so excited. Kelly says excitement is contagious, and it totally is. So you know, you want to tug at people's heartstrings and then be excited, because they're not going to join somebody that's doom and gloom on their page all the time. They want to join where the excitement is. And I remember last summer, I signed for me, 9 distributors in 7 days was a lot. And all I did was post about how I am so excited. I'm headed for the next promotion in the company, which is, and I would say like triple diamond, and, you know, you could check out the income disclosure statement or whatever. And, you know, so that excitement is super contagious. And giving people hope. That's what you're doing. You're giving people options.
Yeah, and that's so good. And that's what I say too, is like, you don't, like, if I joined this business yesterday and I am here today, and I joined yesterday with tons of student loan debt, and this morning I didn't wake up and that student debt is gone, right? But the difference is that I have hope that I'm going to pay it off before I'm 65 years old, making minimum payments every month and paying interest for the first 25 years or whatever. I have hope, and that's the difference. And people want and need hope right now. Are you kidding me? More than ever before. So that's going to stand out to people. And like she said, the excitement, people don't wake up for the most part excited about what they do every day. And the ones who do, like, that's great. If you love what you do, that's awesome. And you don't have to quit doing that just because you're doing this business. But most people don't wake up excited to do whatever they do every day. They wish that they did something different. They wish they could stay home with their kids, or they wish that they had more time to really pursue what they're actually passionate about, but it's just not an option because they don't have the time or they don't have the money to be able to pursue what they actually feel called to do. And so we get to give them that hope. And like she said, we didn't join, and It Works was like, oh my gosh, congratulations, you're the 150th person who joined us today. You are automatically a presidential diamond with It Works. Here is $100,000. We'd like to pay off all of your debt. Now go post about it and go get some distributors. No. And you laugh whenever I say it like that, but bro, you think that's what I did to get here. Like, I'm here not because of my success. I have success now because I did the things, like she said, posting about the small things on my way to get here. Does that make sense? If I waited till I had the success to bring the people in, I'd be waiting forever, because it takes bringing people in to see the success. So make sure that you talk about the little things. I was like, whenever Rachel was talking, I was like, is this her talking or is this me talking? Because it was the exact same. I joined this business wanting to just make an extra $100 a month. I joined this business when I was 20 years old, broke college student, living less than paycheck to paycheck, putting gas and groceries on credit cards. I joined so I could have $100 a month to put gas in my car and to pay for my groceries, not on a credit card. And I saw the girl that I signed up with, and she wasn't enrolled at the time, making around $800 a month or whatever, give or take, income disclosure statement. And I saw that and never thought, oh, if she can do that, me too. I thought if she can do that, maybe if I work really, really hard, I could make like $100 a month, and that's good for me. And so I joined, and then my vision grew from there. And you might think that, oh, well, you're top 150 income earners, so everybody just flocks to you and everyone says yes to you. Number one, LOL. Number two, even if we did tell them the amount of money that we made, do you actually think that they would believe us? No, because people are skeptical they can even make $100 with this, okay? So if we tell them what we made, it's not really an advantage. People won't believe that anyways. So I always turn it back around, even though I could tell them what I make and you think that'd be impressive, but they're not impressed. They don't believe that it's true. They think it's a scam. So whenever people ask me, well, what do you make? I say, no, how much do you want to make? If you tell me that number, I'll help you get there. If you're willing to put in the work, let's do it. And so it's not even about me. And I think that that's kind of the point when you're thinking about signing up distributors or even just posting in general. It takes a whole lot of the pressure off of you when you realize it's not even about you. It's not about you at all. It's about helping other people and letting them be a part of your journey so that they can one day literally be a part of your journey. Letting them see you from the outside so that one day they can watch your journey right next to you, locking arms on this Zoom, doing this business with you and connecting with you and changing their own life. So, that was a really yellow thing of me to say. I'm just saying. Also, side note, whenever you're talking about like being healthier or whatever, I retook the color personality test. I'm like negative 82% yellow. And I took it and I was like, guys, I am going to have like yellow is going to be my second highest color. I'm red and then blue, which is like feisty basically. So I got my color personality test. I was like, I'm about to be red, yellow. Here we go. And my yellow was 7%. It was the lowest one. I was like, well, I guess I'm good at trying. I don't know what that means, but anyway, so funny. Okay, anyways, so what else was I going to say? Oh, if you're on my team, make sure, well, I mean, most of y'all are, unless Rachel, you invited some people, I don't know. But we have a social posting catalog page on Facebook. So if you're in this team and you're not a part of that, go let your enroller know because they need to figure that out for you and like add you to it or give you the link or whatever. Make sure that you have added yourself. If you have and you're in that, use it. There are so many posts available to you in there. Another thing that you could look at that's a resource is 31 days of posting. You can search that in our regular team page. It's called Dare to be Diamond. There's a prompt for different posts. There's a really old file that you can use if you want to on different posts you can use for the day or whatever. So there's so many different options, but like she said, think about what you could use this extra income for. For product posts, talk about what this, coffee is going to do for you. Here's a little tip too, because she was talking about like, tell what this business will do for you. Talk about what the coffee is going to do for you. Talk about the results that you're going to get with the products. One of my best tips that I have for talking about products before you get to try them, ready for it? Okay. If you have never tried a product before, that's okay. If you haven't gotten a Skinny Brew sample, I always recommend for my girls that I sign up to send themselves a Skinny Brew sample. If you haven't gotten that in the mail, here's what you can do. Okay. Yes, you got it. I see it. So here's what you need to do. Take a coffee mug. Hint, it can be empty. Facebook doesn't know. Okay. Take a coffee mug. Take a selfie. And then talk about how you are going to switch your coffee out. Okay. You're not lying and saying, oh my gosh, guys, I have a brand new coffee in my cup and I'm down 87,000 pounds and I feel great. And no, you're saying, hey, my brand new brand of coffee is on its way and I can't wait to share it with you. I'm going to share my results. I'm going to be talking about my journey. But I want to know who wants to change up their brand of coffee with me. It's on its way and I can get you some shipped for an extra discount right now. With the promotion that we have going on, it's going to boost your mood. It's going to help you burn fat, That's having never used the product. You're talking about what it's going to do for you. The next day, this is my last day. I'm tracking my package. I'm stalking the mailman. This is my last day of drinking this regular cup of coffee. Who wants to switch their brand with me? Okay, you can talk about that. Do a countdown. People are gonna be like, bro, what is that? What are you talking about? What is your brand of coffee? And if you feel repetitive, remember you're adding people to your network every day. So the people that you posted that to yesterday, they didn't see it because they weren't your friend yesterday morning. They became your friend yesterday afternoon. And now you're about to post about your coffee and they're gonna see it for the first time. And then you keep posting about that and you're talking to people every day. Okay, so this was so good, Rachel. I love it. All of your tips have been so bomb. So I hate to put you on the spot, and I hate when people ask me this question. So just like blink 2 times if you need me to like stall for you to think about an answer. But what is like one last tip that you would give? What is like one last little oomph, you got this? If this was your team, what would you tell them right now? Giving, us just having all these kit deals, us talking to all of these new people. People may be hearing no, people may be hearing yes, people may feel overwhelmed, people may be excited, people, whatever, Carly. Like there's just so many things good and hard going on. School's starting back. People are starting back at work. People aren't able to go back to work. So what are some things, I don't know, just anything, what would you tell them, just this one last little bit of encouragement? I tried to buy you time and talk, but
Okay.
It's a good
I don't want to blink like too much, no. Something that that's really been hitting me recently has been do it scared. The enemy has really been attacking my heart, relationships. I'm, yellow, blue. So like, I love relationships, FOMO. I hate to be left out, anything. And he's just been attacking my heart so much. And, just do it scared. All of these things, anything that we have, asking people, anytime that I did, so like when we first started, I double promoted to Emerald, and I was on Tips from the Top, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like flipping out, and I was scared to death, but it was a huge blessing. Posting, scared, friend requesting, all of these things. There's going to be times where you're going to be scared and it's going to be fearful, whatever it may be, but do it scared. And I know on the other side, I can just tell you on the other side of that fear, which fear we know is a liar. Like I said before, this is a huge blessing. The enemy does not want that. But so on the other side of that fear is so much blessing, so much growing. We talked about you can't get to, the Lord's not going to give you more than you can handle. So like if you're struggling to promote, and like Kelly said this to me when I was trying to go presidential, she said it to me randomly. I'm not really sure where it came from. We were on something and the Zoom, and she could see my face probably. And she was like, I said something about, I want to maintain triple. Like I had lost and I was down to double. And I said, I want to get back to triple. And she said, go presidential. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, you haven't decided. And I was like, Kelly Brown. I was like, I so have decided. I've been praying. I know the Lord's going to give it. He's put it on my heart. I can feel it. I know he has. I'm like, I looked at my husband, Evan, have I decided? He goes, no. I said, how have I not decided? He goes, if you have decided, you would not be asking. And I was like, and darn those two, they're really a lot alike, and they really gang up on me. And so like I started crying again, like, and guys, I'm a crier, okay? Usually I cry on these things, and I haven't tonight. I'm really proud of myself. But I was actually kind of mad, and like I was just upset all over us. And she FaceTimed me out of nowhere, and I was like, like pouting, and she goes, do you want to punch me in the face? I'm like, no. And she's like, Sissy, what is wrong? And, you know, I hadn't decided that I was willing to do whatever it took. Deciding is not a feeling. You're not going to be like, ooh, I've decided. I am so pumped. Now I'm going to go do all this stuff. Deciding means you're going to do the stuff no matter how you feel. Do it scared. Do it. I was worried about being overwhelmed. She's like, no, you're not going to die from being overwhelmed. So just do it. So when she had said that, it really hit me, because that was the Tessie Carter. I don't know if I'm sure she was on here on a Zoom, double promoted from double to presidential. She did it that month, and she and I are really close sideline sisters. She's on Kelly's team, but separate. And she went, and I was like, I was so close. I was 13,000 GV away from presidential that month. And I was like, and I have nobody to blame but myself. I could have went presidential this month, but I stopped myself. You know, we're in control. And so that to me was like, okay, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to decide whatever it takes. And then once you decide, you get to work. We say, you know, faith without works is dead. I had all the faith that the Lord was going to provide, but I was not doing all the work I knew I was supposed to be doing. You know, I was busy doing different things, but I knew there was things that I didn't want to do it, because I thought, how am I going to do that? That's going to be way too much. And, but that's what it is, you know. And I remember saying, well, how can I decide even more? And they're like, it's not a feeling, it's an action. And then after, you know, you get going, we say inaction creates fear. And then I always forget what action creates. So I'm like, action creates like results and courage and customers and teammates. You know, I'm like, action creates everything. And so, but inaction creates fear. And I know, like, this morning on our power hour, and I'm like, I know it's getting to the mid-month. And sometimes we have that mid-month freak out where there's no way I can make this happen. It's not going to, I'm way too far away. Everybody's quiet, but inaction creates fear. And my happy place is host to host. So once I start getting really busy in host to host, then I really feel good, because it does create, it creates the results that we want. So I think just all of that.
That was so good. Oh my gosh. Mic drop, aha moments all over the place. Thank you so much for getting on this Zoom super last minute, and for sharing your heart. And yeah, all of that was absolutely incredible.